Would be the female version of getting a boner in a public area. When the inseam of your jeans hits the exact right spot. I was on a date with someone I was very attracted to. And we hadn't had sex yet. I was wearing a very thin skin tight beige dress. My juices leaked on the dress. And I didn't notice until I went to the bathroom and saw that it was a noticeable wet spot right where my ass was. Had to use the hand dryer to air it out. Being so wet your panties stick to your vag in an uncomfortable way and having to sneakily readjust in a way that doesn't look like you're digging in your vag or ass crack. When your panties get stuck in your butt crack. But readjusting them would mean shoving your hand in your pants up your skirt. So you just have to deal with it. Feeling a warm and humid sensation. Almost like a tingling in your genitalia. The upside is nobody notices. The downside is wet panties. Sometimes if I was with my BF at the time and I was wearing a skirt and sat on a hard plastic chair and we were flirting a little bit. I would get so hot and bothered and wet that when I stood up the seat would be slightly damp. That would be horrifyingly embarrassing and so I made it a habit to sit on my coat if I was wearing a skirt so that wouldn't happen. But that was a while ago now. Pad shifted and is probably showing. Pad shifted. Is stuck to my pubic hair. Is pulling the hair every time I move. Sometimes there's just a random and uncontrollable gush of fluid. Enough that if you're not wearing panties, it will run down your legs like you've peed yourself a fair amount. Ah yes. The random self-cleaning cycle. Don't you wish you could schedule those? Worst yet is when you don't know if you just started your period or if it's just spring cleaning time. The smell of Essex and candy. Who's that lounging in my chair? The smell. Where is that smell coming from? Uncomfortable shuffling. The clit twitch. I'm sorry, what? When your PSSY is so warm it activates the airport scanner and you get the full body pat down. True story. You had my curiosity. But now you have my attention. When I was in high school 4 years ago, I would get wet and my clit would start throbbing like a heartbeat out of nowhere. So I'm weird. Sploosh. Snail trail. Sometimes. Out of the blue it feels like you are horny, that sensation as if you have been rubbing your bean. Getting wet and being 100% sure everyone within 10 feet can smell your PSSY. I can't smell it but I can see the increasing temperature with my thermal vision. Getting wet enough that you're worried you're bleeding or peed yourself a little. Edit. Thank you for the gold. Cue that moment of panic where you dash to the nearest toilet. Already locating the tampons in your purse. Only to discover that no actually you're just a soggy bitch. Edit. Y'all. My most upvoted comment is about vaginal discharge. I'm not mad about it. Leaky bitches unite. Edit 2. Wow, thank you for the awards. Lovely people. You make my bitter little heart happy. I was with a female friend and she saw someone she found very attractive. Her exact words, Splash Mountain is now open. I once went to a dinner and had my BF at the time lightly teasing me under the table. When I stood up my wetness ran down my leg and made a trail in my stockings. 1. Period stains on pants. 2. Period blood smell. Semicolon. I know it's cliche and all. But this is my top rated comment. My karma went from 120 to 2. 5k in a day. Thanks guys. I broke the news to a girl once. I was in Taco Bell. Like 1 AM. And she was in line in front of me. She had a hoodie on. And tight white pants. I tried my best to phrase it as nice as possible. Me being a dude. I said. For your information. Seems you sat in something. Might wanna throw your hoodie around your waist. She had the instant look of death and simply said thank you. While quickly taking off her hoodie. Getting wet. Hard nipples. Extreme blushing. I'd say nipples are the closest to a boner. When breastfeeding. If something got me excited in public, a baby smiling. Cute baby. A good sale. Someone scared me, my nipples would squirt and it would soak through my bra or squirt out my bra soaking my shirt in front of people. A good sale. My sides. Used to manage a bank and all my tellers were female. One day one said I have a go. Should not have. But I asked. What's that? A titty hard on. Equivalent? The worst is starting your period and it leaking through your pants. Just a torrent of arousal secreting every time a dude revs up his lifted pickup truck at a stoplight and drag races nobody in particular across an intersection, endangering the lives of pedestrians. IDK if other women get this. But I get this glowing sensation in my vagina, which is the internal part of my clitoris, the G-spot. I also get a slight tingly sensation all around the outside part. Today I learned that getting random or unwanted boners is still more predictable than having a vagina who actively tries to disrupt your life. Thank you for the enlightenment. I will never complain again. When your inner lip pokes out and decides to rub itself on the fabric of the panties. It hurts like hell. I don't wear bras, so yes. Always the damn nipples. Farts of the fanny. That one day after your cycle where you're absolutely sure your period is over when it definitely is not. They're called a wetty and they smell like vagina. Accidental but audible moaning. Is that a thing? How the do you moan on accident? Blank staring into space while you picture yourself being absolutely railroaded. Then someone recognizes that stare and you gotta stare back at them like they're the weird ones for staring at you. Then you just gotta slide to the floor and curl up in a ball of shame and wish dad never left when you was small. Otherwise you might have confidence to actually have more sex and not look like a cum drunk hillbilly in public with your mouth half open. It wouldn't be physical in my case, but more of a mental thing. Last time a cute guy started talking to me, I stammered a response in some sort of new language my brain invented on the spot. Boobs falling out of your shirt. I was in church right after my youngest was born. I had a low cut dress on. My bra wasn't big enough as I still had my baby boobs. They fell out when I bent over to pick up my son. Boobner. Fanny flutters. Probably when your nipples get cold and going Edward Scissornipples nipples on you edit. Thanks for the silver kind stranger. Clit stiffy. Getting so wet you hear a squish noise as you walk or feel it. I'm just gonna say this before I read any of these comments. After reading this, I think we got it simple. Boys. Generating some extra clam juice. My boobs get a little bigger and harder more round when I'm super horny. Also, I feel my vaginal canal stretch and it's really uncomfortable, kinda feels what I'd imagine blue balls to feel like. Getting your period in public and it leaking on your pants. When you feel a sudden gush of fluid down yonder and you have to figure out if you're bleeding, horny, or if your vag suddenly decided to do a deep clean. The amount of times I have ran to the bathroom utterly convinced I was about to bleed through my clothing only to find out the lady bits were throwing out the trash. Oh man. If you ever see a woman stop and looked very perplexed for a moment, this is probably what's happening. Edit. A word edit again. Don't worry. I still can't spell. Getting obviously wet. As a girl, it's rare to get caught out, but it may have happened to me while getting a massage recently. I was in another world daydreaming in explicit detail about my latest actor crush and I realized my disposable undies had soaked through. I really hope the lady didn't notice while massaging my thighs because it would have looked like I was reacting to her, not the hot guy in my head. It'll haunt me for years to come, which makes me seriously sympathetic to how guys must feel getting boners. So the obvious answer would be getting wet. But if we're going for something that other people could notice, such as a boner, I'd say lip biting. Period blood while wearing your newly stolen white dress. This thread has made me have a lot of respect for women. Falling off the treadmill at the gym. BC you ate an edible beforehand and then the 21-year-old trainer with an actual snow globe for a butt that you can probably place your water bottle on walks by. Till women have random waterfalls. Having blood bursting out the vagina. When you're ovulating and suddenly juice starts dripping down your leg to your ankle. Edit. My first gold. Thanks. I'm non-binary and my pronouns are he they and I'm a Muslim alcoholic. Me. Age 17. Finally nearing sexual maturity. Is literally cutting wood for a shop project to grow tomatoes and peppers. My hormonal ass reproductive system. Futanery. Should I even Google this? Boner equals 90% chance coming off creepy. Hard nips equals 99% chance coming off hot. You just gotta be attractive and not unattractive. This is just another way I find out I'm not attractive. When milk leaks from your nipples onto your shirt. I read that as pubic area and almost answer the question entirely differently. When you bend over and your boob falls out of your bra. If that's happening to you, you're wearing the wrong size bra. Even in something like a plunge. Unless you're literally standing in your head. You shouldn't be falling out. Getting so dang wet you can see it through denim or whatever pants you're wearing. It has happened to me before. Usually when you're that wet. Anyone can smell it. When I ovulate. This thread really is proof that people overthink how much others are analyzing them.